Previously on Glenn on a Plane.
So the prop plane getting gypped on a taxi ride, a 3-hour tuk-tuk ride with an angry expat American that was probably exiled out of the States, and a boat ride, and then walking way too long to find our hotel. You know what? I think it was worth it. Well, do you want to talk about our actual time on the island?
Yeah. I don't know, my impressions of it, yeah, the river was great, but when we got to this island, I'm like, this place is ugly. And the island is not pretty.
No, the island is not pretty.
There's a lot of littering, and don't even get me started about littering. Meanwhile, this island is tiny. Like, we could ride all the way around it, like in under an hour. There are no cars on this island. There's no amenities. Very few restaurants. But there's something about it that people love. There's just something almost untouched about it.
The thing about this island is to see waterfalls, and to kind of check out local life. First day we went to waterfalls and went to this kind of national park area, and it was a very relaxed day, and we rented these very rickety bikes, and they were debatable to say the least. And we found a little piece of paradise, and we saw one of the most unbelievable sunsets I've ever seen in my life.
The sun looked like a very delicious egg yolk.
Yeah, like a fried egg,
but
perfect.
Yeah, but not that white egg yolk, or the yellowy egg yolk, but the deep orange ones that are super natural eggs and delicious.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of the sunset.
It was unreal. I've never seen anything like it. The next day, we went to another area and we explored these other waterfalls and did a lot of bouldering.
Yeah, traversing big rocks.
Yes. Hung out in that area, and
we did not talk about the ride to get there.
Just the roads are not, it's
not
untouched.
A road.
Yeah, it's untouched.
Ugh.
Do you think there's a better road than this?
I don't know, but I don't have boobs and they're just flopping around.
Do you want to try another way?
No.
You sure?
Lane, we're in it. We're in it.
Very bumpy. And then on our way back, we took a different route back.
So I was not about to take that
very, very bumpy road back. Yes, Glenn was right. And we saw a different part of the island that we hadn't really seen yet. We got to this part of the island where there aren't any hotels or anything, right at the time that school was letting out for the day.
So yeah, we saw these kids running. It was kind of crazy, across this field. They were all running home in all their little uniforms. They were on their bikes and playing with each other. We'd say hi, and they'd say hi back to us. And actually we had stopped at this point because I was like, man, the Mekong looks beautiful. And so, let's put our feet in the river. And as we were, this old man, this grandfather, maybe even great-grandfather, came and brought his either granddaughter or great-granddaughter to the river and bathed her and cleaned her clothes.
So the other thing that we saw was there's this girl with this machete, and she
must have been no more than 12 years old.
And she is hacking at these pieces of wood, and she is sharpening her knife. And all of a sudden, her two little brothers strip down naked, and the three of them run across the water, and the three of them are going to go find firewood.
They've waded across the river onto banks on the other side.
Right. So the scene is, we've got this grandfather bathing the granddaughter, and then we've got this little girl and her two little brothers across the river finding firewood. And then we've got these two other girls who I think are siblings or part of the family of this granddaughter and grandfather also joining, who are also bathing in this water. And then it's time for the kids with the firewood to come back, and the boys, these little boys, have made this contraption, like, and they're swimming across with firewood, and then the older sister,
Like tied it up with twine or something. A whole bunch of logs.
and she's carrying this firewood up, and she's like the strong older sister, and you can tell that she's just she's just a baller. She's a boss, and I really hope she went to school that day, but I really don't think she did. You know, I was very hesitant recording all this. I had my small little GoPro, it was this big, and I had it at my chest, and I was holding it right here. And I wasn't looking through a lens, I wasn't looking through anything, wasn't looking at my phone, but I just turned it on, and I just let it sit there. I kept on telling Glenn, I really don't want to film this. Really don't want to film this.
So yeah, because this is their daily life.
Because, like, I didn't want to be like, oh, this is weird, like, you're bathing in the river, you know? But I decided to do it because I just was so humbled.
That to me was really special. Like, I almost felt like I was invading in these people's lives, that they use this river, like this river is their life. They get food from it, they bathe in it, they play in it, they get other resources from it.
It was just a very humbling, really wonderful moment, and I'm glad that you had to stop, and glad that that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's, again, kind of the charm of this place. I think that's the appeal of the island. At least for me, it was just kind of inserting into a totally different type of life. And that's exactly what I wanted to do on this trip. People are like, why Asian? I'm like, I just want to see a different culture. Just like something so different.
We definitely got that.
Yeah. And, you know, then we had to do the whole process, go all the way back. We had to go, it's like reverse, like boat to port, walking to bus.
But it was a lot faster bus ride and a lot easier.
I think we were much more mentally prepared. And I'm glad to say that we made it back to the Paxi airport pretty uneventfully. And then we headed to Siem Reap.
All of a sudden, we were in Cambodia.
Just like that.